his way into Chelsea. Now, Bruno G. What is going on with Bruno Guimaraes? Let me run through exactly what the timeline of today has been with Bruno G since the video earlier on, and then I will tell you exactly what I know and what I think. So here it is. Sammy Mokbel saying Arsenal to make £70 million offer for Newcastle captain Bruno Guimaraes. Brazil international viewed as a key midfield target, but Arsenal unwilling to overpay in inflated market. We heard that earlier on today, right? I'd say about 3 hours ago, that article came out, right? We then had, let me see if I can, yeah, here it is. We then had Fabrizio with this. Pay attention. Arsenal have agreed all details of personal terms with Bruno Guimaraes and new official bid will follow. Arsenal to offer 70 million. Newcastle expect to reject, but Arsenal feel they can get it done. Arteta pushing, he wants Bruno. Now, personal terms have been done for time. In fact, and I'll say it, Ben Jacobs, I think, said it back in, what was it, late June? Personal terms are done. Bruno, look, Bruno wants Arsenal. Let me make this perfectly clear. Bruno, before the window opened, Bruno primarily wants to leave Newcastle. Option number one, right? That's the priority list. Let's go through the priorities. Priority number one, I want out of Newcastle. Priority number two, I want to go to Arsenal. Priority number three, get me somewhere that's going to be good for me just because I want to leave. That's basically the priority list, right? He wants Arsenal. He's been waiting for Arsenal. Arsenal have been interested. People are like, oh my God, he's gone to Arsenal. That's it. Just because they've seen Fabrizio, they've seen this, Arsenal agreed personal terms. They've like, oh, it's done deal. No. Newcastle are going to turn this down. In fact, let's keep reading because there's key information here. Check this out. Gary Jacobs saying Newcastle to reject Arsenal's proposed 70 million bid for Bruno Guimaraes. That's out of the Times. And we also have this from Mark Douglas, which is a very good synopsis, should we say. Arsenal know a £70 million bid for Bruno Guimaraes gets rejected out of hand. Are they following Liverpool HIJACK playbook? They put in a £110 million bid on August 1st that got rejected and came back with 125 that got accepted on September 1st, but only after the player had gone on strike. All eyes are on Bruno's next move. Newcastle say they've learned lessons, so let's see what happens next. I think they have to stay resolute unless they get an extraordinary offer, 85 plus. Wink, wink, I said that. All diversion. Alex Scott is not leaving Bournemouth from what I've heard. Manchester United are in for Tyler Adams. And because Man United are in for Tyler Adams, Bournemouth are not letting Tyler Adams and Alex Scott go in the same window without getting themselves adequate replacements. And it's just not looking like they're not interested. For them, Alex Scott's not for sale. Alex Scott wants to go, but if he's going, he wants to go to Chelsea. Ironically enough, it's like we're the champions of England. What the hell's going on here? Everyone wants to come to us now. What is this? Do you know what I mean? Like, we finished 10th. Unbelievable. How are we doing this? I ain't got a flipping clue. Xabi Alonso? It seems like, because every time we're linked with a player and we got to get it done, Xabi Alonso's like, don't worry, hang on. Hello, it's Xabi. I want to speak with you, because I want you.
Let's start from London, Chelsea, because yesterday I told you negotiations underway, progressing and getting closer for Max Lacroix, and now the deal is really at the final stages. Max Lacroix is one step away from becoming a new Chelsea player. Agreement done with the player, personal terms fully agreed. Max Lacroix is more than happy, more than excited to become a new Chelsea player, so everything is in place. On a player side, and now club to club with the ownership in direct conversations. A meeting took place in New York before the World Cup final, and now working hard to close the deal as soon as possible, could be already any moment, because Chelsea and Lacroix have an agreement, Chelsea and Palace are discussing. I give you an exclusive story here on YouTube, only for my YouTube friends here. Remember, every single day, guys, you can find everything, about the possibility from Crystal Palace to ask about Axel Disasi as part of the deal for Lacroix. I told you yesterday here on the channel, and I told you I'm not sure this deal will include Disasi at the end of the day, because Disasi is not understood to be keen on the opportunity to go to Crystal Palace. Today, on all the media, the name of Disasi is returning as part of this conversation for Lacroix. But my understanding again is that Disasi is not part of the deal at this stage. Disasi at the moment is looking at different options, is considering different opportunities. And so at the moment, Disasi is not included with Crystal Palace. It's a negotiation for Maxence Lacroix. Let's see if they can find the solution, the final solution between the two clubs, but it's really close. So any moment could be the good moment for Maxence Lacroix to become a new Chelsea player. He's going to be the next one after Morgan Rogers, as I told you. So Chelsea really, really close, and I don't expect a swap deal with Axel Disasi.
Stamford Bridge has been rocking all summer, and now it's just landed another one. Crystal Palace and Chelsea have shaken hands on a transfer that's been building for weeks, and the man walking through the door is Maxence Lacroix. Let's not undersell what this means. This isn't a squad filler, this isn't a panic buy in the final week of the window. This is Chelsea going back to a well they trust, for a defender they've tracked since he was wearing a Wolfsburg shirt, and finally getting their man at the exact moment their rebuild needed him most. So grab a seat, because there's a lot to unpack: the numbers, the timeline, the reaction from Selhurst Park, and what this actually does for Xabi Alonso's back line. Let's get into it. Rewind a few weeks and this deal barely had a pulse. Chelsea were circling, sure, but Crystal Palace weren't in any rush to sell one of the best defenders in their history. Then the tone shifted. Sources close to the Eagles started confirming that talks between the two London clubs had entered a genuinely serious phase, with personal terms between player and club wrapped up almost immediately once contact was made. That's the tell in these situations. When personal terms get done in a hurry, it usually means the player has already made his decision in his own head. Lacroix reportedly views this switch as the next logical step in a career that's been on a steep upward curve since he first touched down in English football. From there, the conversation moved to Steve Parish's desk. Palace's chairman handled the negotiation personally, which tells you how much value the club placed on getting this one right. Chelsea came in with a package that eventually crossed the line north of £50 million, a fee that reflects both Lacroix's current level and Palace's reluctance to let a key player leave on the cheap. Here's where it gets interesting for anyone tracking Chelsea's spending patterns this summer. The fee being reported sits in the £51 to £52 million range, and Lacroix is expected to sign a long-term contract, believed to run for 6 years, ties him to Stamford Bridge well into the next decade. Now, pause on that for a second. Chelsea have a well-documented policy of avoiding big fees for players in their mid-20s. It's part of the whole model that's defined this ownership group: buy young, develop, sell high. Lacroix, at 26, doesn't fit that mold at all. And yet the club made an exception. That alone should tell you how highly Alonso's staff rate him. This isn't a name picked off a spreadsheet. This is a defender they believe solves a problem right now, not in 3 years. Crystal Palace didn't want this. Let's be clear about that. But football clubs at Palace's level operate under a different kind of gravity. When a Chelsea-sized fee lands on the table for a player entering the final stretch of his prime years, walking away from it becomes harder to justify with every passing day. There's also history here. Palace and Chelsea have done business before, smoothly, and that relationship of trust between the two boardrooms is part of why this got resolved as quickly as it did once serious talks began. Palace even opened the door to Chelsea bringing back one of their own centre-backs as part of the conversation, though word from those close to the deal suggests any swap involving a current Chelsea defender isn't part of the package at this stage. That defender, for what it's worth, isn't keen on a return to South London and is weighing up other paths forward. Palace's response to losing Lacroix is already in motion. They've been scouting alternatives in Central Europe, chasing a centre-back who's impressed heavily in the Bundesliga this season, though talks over that move have reportedly stalled amid frustration on the pace of negotiations. It's a reminder that for every deal like this one, there's a chain reaction rippling through another club's summer plans.